someplace.
Yeah, and if you take, I mean, God, they could have blown that game open if he didn't. He kind of underthrew that one touchdown that was wide open at the goal line, and Seattle picked it off. If that's not even an interception, they get a field goal. That game may not end up being. It was semi close at that point. They got back into it, but things happen. So
even the commercials weren't that great.
No, the best one was the NFL 100 commercial.
That was
awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, that was. I had to watch that a few times. That was
wow.
I mean, I'm like, all right, I see where they're going with this. They have a crap load of ex-players, all pretty popular ones. But when Terry jumps back and Aaron Donald's coming after him, and he throws it, I'm like, no, don't tell me. I see his foot come in, and I'm like, the immaculate reception. That's
yeah,
that was Joe, and he's like, nice.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was
and then Mahomes comes flying across, doing his no-look pass to Beckham, and it's just
insane. Yeah, that was so well done. But the other commercials just weren't all that great. It was just
there really weren't that many good ones. They kind of were as good as bad as the game.
So I saw something that New Jersey sports books lost a lot of money.
I can imagine. How many people were betting over and stuff like that or whatever?
Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of people had New England in the over, or if they probably just had New England. I heard a lot of people were betting New England. Nevada did better. Okay, so New Jersey lost $4.5 million, and Nevada gained 10.7 million. So I don't know why Nevada would. I don't know. I guess they're just smarter people in Las Vegas.
Probably. I wonder how PA did. I wonder how they did with the Rivers now, because I heard that was pretty jam packed. I have a couple of friends that were trying to go down, and they even said Saturday night it was like insanity trying to get into that place to make any bets.
That would be cool. I mean, that's a whole different thing now that you could go down there. So that's I might have to try that out. But I
try it sometime, maybe after it dies down a little, because it's
right. It's such a it's such a.
They said the garage was full. People were like parking on the ramp, the side of the ramps going up and down to the garage, because there's nowhere to park. So, because I thought after our discussion last week, I was thinking maybe I'll make a couple of these bets and make it a little more interesting, because at least that would have made it somewhat fun for me. Because the game itself didn't.
And I was the only one that was right. I guessed New England 24-20, but that was New England and the under. Yeah. So
we were way off the scores. That's for sure.
Oh man, I mean, you mean to tell me Philadelphia is that much better than the Rams? Last year. Last year they were scoring like crazy, and this year nothing.
That's the crazy thing. The Steelers were the last team to beat the Patriots, which is funny.
Yeah.
And the way the game played out last night, I would bet the Saints, probably Kansas City with a second shot, and the Steelers all could easily beat both of those teams.
Yeah.
Missed opportunities,
Yeah. Oh man, it just. Ugh, what a lousy end of the season.
What a lousy end to a lousy season. So all of it was encompassed in one big load of crap.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping there would be some officiating controversy, because that would be like the perfect end of the season. Because
they messed up so many bad calls this year, big games that affected playoffs for the Steelers, or affected playoff advancement for the Saints and possibly Kansas City, if we ever see a real shot of how that guy was offsides.
Yeah.
All we saw was that big weird diagonal corner angle. I'm like, where's the one? They always have something on the sidelines for those playoff games. Where's the straight shot? Come on, people.
Yeah. So apparently on the prop bets, the big one was if anybody picked Edelman as the MVP.
Oh yeah.
Because it was if you did pick Edelman, the odds were plus 3,000 or something like that. So
seriously? Wow,
I'm not sure.
that's crazy. Like plus 3,000. I didn't see what the bet was for the over under on the national anthem either. How long it would be?
Well, there was controversy about that because
She kind of extended it at the end. I think
yeah,
stopped and then did another oh.
Right. So I think they're paying out both. People picked over and under, I think they just gave them their money back, or I don't know what they did with that, but yeah,
they're like, whichever one is it easier just to do this, or if we go with this one thing, we're gonna just get killed. So they'll be happy with their money. Right.
Oh man. Oh well.
Not much AB news either this week. So far, so he's been sort of quiet.
Well, yesterday I think he said retweet if you want me to keep a Steeler or something like that. So yeah, now we have that to fix. Oh, and the other thing was the news that are the Steelers going to transition tag Le'Veon Bell?
Transition him because they're saying his value is low. His value is low. They could match it or sign and trade. So I mean,
I would giggle like crazy if he ended up with some low ball offer. If we ended up with like $9 million a year or something.
Even lower. That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be.
Because from what I understand, and the thing is, they're arguing over what his transition tag value be, whether it's or 14 million, 14.5 million or whatever. And so I think the way it works is, okay, so they transition tag him, then he can negotiate with other teams. If another team makes him an offer, then the Steelers have 7 days to match it.
Yeah, they can match it, yeah.
And at some point they could trade him or something like that. I don't know when they could trade him, but not to the team that made him the offer or something like that. Someone else?
That's weird.
And
that's why that doesn't happen too often, apparently.
So, but the thing is, if another team makes him an offer and the Steelers turn it down, then they end up with nothing. They end up with no draft pick. But if they just let him be a free agent, then they get like a third round pick in the next year's draft. Yeah. So that's the gamble. It's like, do you want to try to get something, or do you want to try to trade him, or I don't know. It's just a mess. What if this transition tag thing lasts like months, and then there's like 10 or 15 million that they're not and then they're screwed just like last year, and they desperately need free agents. Great. Now, yeah. So either that or Antonio Brown's social media posts. So great. That's what we have to look forward to now.
Yeah, right. Maybe it's looking like maybe my best chance to win is in Pittsburgh after seeing the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he might be coming to his senses. Who knows?
I don't think he's coming to his senses. I don't think he cares about winning. Even though he says when he was high as a kite, I just care about winning. I don't know. I think there's little to no chance that the team would want him back, even if they, with all the crap he does.
They're leaving the possibility open with the way they're saying it. At least the teammates are saying, hey, there's nothing that can't be repaired here. But, longer that goes on, it's going to get old quick, like the Bell stuff. So we'll see if they actually, talk to him. And I don't know, it's definitely going to be interesting, but I don't know. He I don't think a money thing is necessarily his issue, but he definitely wants to be part of the offense and productive and get his touches as much as he does, winning. And then if, maybe you win, it's not quite as bad, but when you lose, then you have the blow ups, that kind of thing. Sometimes the winning can hide that kind of stuff.
I don't know. It's just they just need to be done with this crap. I mean, look at the Patriots. Do they have a superstar wide receiver? Do they have a superstar running back? No. When anybody gets out of line or becomes a diva, they get rid of them.
I mean, maybe. We really don't know if it even gets to that point, or it's just I don't know. I don't know how they pull that off or do it, especially with the way a lot of the younger players coming up and they get drafted are these days. There's a lot of entitlement with those guys. They've been given everything through. They probably don't even have to worry about passing half of their classes, all that kind of stuff. It's interesting.
But when you have a rookie or when you have somebody on their first contract, they're pretty cheap. So
yeah, no, and they're a little bit they're less tainted, sort of, you could say. And
yeah, so let's say they do get out of line, then it's like they get out of line, they're not making much. Just get rid of them and
essentially
that.
Although I think their success is, I think it's pretty obvious now that as good as Brady is, it's basically Brady and the coaching that they ride the wins on. I think it was obvious that the Rams got out-prepared and out-coached, and they tend to do that to a lot of people. So it's not like the Steelers or Tomlin are in a rare category here.
Yeah, I mean, some people were saying, "Oh, shame on the AFC East for making it so easy for the Patriots, or shame on the rest of the AFC for just letting the Patriots." It's like, maybe they're just really good, and they've been really good for a long time, and they're just better than everybody. Consider that too.
They've been good, but I mean, they've made it easier for them to, at the very least, lock up the top two buys, and they're so dominant at home that almost guarantees they're going to get into the Super Bowl.
But that's the thing is,
and it's not. We've seen the players they've drafted and who's come across. It's not like they're, the AFC East has been drafting their own Brady's or Ben's or Antonio Browns through the years.
That's the debate.
A few guys good, but
and that's what I initially thought is. The Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins suck so much, and they just let the Patriots roll all over. But with the way the Steelers are, I mean, I think one of the big differences between the Steelers and the Patriots is the Patriots beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and the Steelers don't. The Steelers play down to the competition, and the Patriots. If the Patriots played Oakland in Oakland, they would probably win 70-3 or something like that. They would not let up. And the Steelers go into Oakland and say, "Oh, this is an easy game. We're just going to stroll in here and get our win, and that's it." And then they're shocked that the other team plays well.
Yeah, the Steelers definitely have to bet against those teams a lot more than they should for being, at least considering themselves one of the better teams in the league. They just played down to the competition. Even if they win the game, it might be by a field goal or something where it shouldn't even have been in question.
Yeah, they get up for the big games, they get up for the big teams, and they just play down to the crappy teams, and that's been their curse. That's what's hurt them for so many years. And it's an attitude thing. It's an attitude. It's a coaching. It's a preparation thing. It's everybody's to blame.
Yeah. Although it is interesting this year, I think I heard this stat, and I was surprised too that this year all the losses the Patriots had were to teams that didn't make the playoffs. And if that's true, then they kind of played down to their competition this year, maybe too. Not in the playoffs though, and that's all that matters. But
the thing
I heard that, I was surprised by that. I was like, oh wow, that's an interesting stat. They beat the teams they're supposed to, but
at home they were absolutely unbeaten. They were amazing at home. On the road, they look like crap. I mean, look how they looked against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. They lose to Miami.
Well, I mean, yeah, and the Steelers game versus them was a pretty good game. I mean, I don't know if that was like anything they did bad or the Steelers did better. I mean, at least they weren't at home. They couldn't pull the